Hello there, this is Mycogio, and this video is going to be related to the mushrooms that I've been growing. Again, we only have a small sample, but I want to show you how to cook them. Although I'm going to include portobellos or baby bellas, I'm going to include shiitakes and also small baby king oysters. In the future, my hope is to grow them all here at home as I used to. But for now, I just want to show you this recipe of how I like to eat mushrooms. There's no really a good recipe to cook this. Salt, pepper, and butter should be fine. But this is the way that I like mushrooms, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. So here we go, guys. I have here the pleurotus, or the oyster mushroom that I just harvest. Now again, this is from one jar that was supposed to be for spawn, but I decided to use that just to see, if something can come out of there. Well, I knew that only this few from that amount of spawn, but again, from there, if you move to hay to grow that or hay, then you of course you can have more of these mushrooms. But again, this is just for that quick test, and again, we're gonna eat this. Now I'm going to show you how to cook them. There's 1,000 different ways to cook mushrooms. Again, we have here a baby bella. This is just cilantro. You don't necessarily have to use cilantro. I do love cilantro. I love to put cilantro in everything. These are king oysters. They are just small king oysters. I do like to put pepper on it. Here are shiitakes. These are pre-cut shiitake. I didn't cut that. Now let me tell you something about the pre-cut. Pre-cut, I don't like the pre-cut because if you buy them, you have to use it right away. Now it could be the same quality. They're actually good. They smell good. The thing is, if you buy the pre-cut, make sure that you cook them and you don't have them more than 3 or 4 days in your fridge, because they can turn bad, like this one for example. But again, they're still good. It's just personally I don't like to buy them, especially if it's a big package, just because. So what we're going to do is a little bit of olive oil. We have a butter there, and first I'm going to cut those baby bellas and those king oysters. So as soon as we have them all cut, pretty much, I like to put a little bit of olive oil and of course butter. You don't necessarily have to use olive oil and butter. You can just use butter. But I like to sort of cook them first for a little bit, then add the butter for flavor, not to cook, because you can burn the butter pretty easy. So as soon as you have your pan hot, like I said, just a little bit of olive oil, then you start putting your mushrooms in there. And this is very easy to cook mushroom. Like I said, there's no just one way to cook them, but I'm going to show you the way that I like them. Deep fried is the best way. Now it's not the healthier way to cook them, but deep fry them. Everything deep fried tastes good. So like I said, I want to cook them just a little bit with the olive oil. So I have the baby bellas, I have the Mycogio homegrown first generation of the oyster mushrooms, in this case the blue oyster. These are shiitake that a friend of mine gave me a package for my birthday. Thank you. All right. I always like to put cilantro in it just to add flavor, and of course the butter. Another thing that I like to do is this. I like sesame oil on mushrooms. You can cook it with like soy sauce. They taste pretty good with soy sauce. I do like the flavor of the sesame oil. I like to put it later, again, just for the flavor. I don't like the taste of burned sesame oil. So they're getting cooked now. It should be fairly quick. A little bit more olive oil on top of that. Now I'm going to add the salt. At this point is that you want to add that butter. I have here pure Irish butter. You can use margarine, of course, but butter is better. Okay, what I was telling you before, you see the oyster mushrooms right now in this area here. This is what I like of the oysters, like this crispiness, even though it's just sauté. But of course, that's gonna get mixed with the butter, and the taste is incredible. So again, I'm not a chef, so I don't know if a chef would tell me don't mix pure sesame oil with butter or whatever. I don't know. I would tell them, you know, Chef Ramsay would yell at me or whatever. I don't care. I just like them like that. I'll just try different flavors. This is my favorites. Now, one of my favorite mushrooms is pretty much king oysters. Now, these one are like small king oysters, but when you get the big chunks of king oysters, which I hope I can grow them and show you guys how to cook them. I like to do lasagna. I like to do like pieces of, you know, like big chunk of steaks like that, and saute them, fry them. They're delicious because they actually are like very fleshy. So it's something you when you eat it, you actually you know, you get that sensation of eating actually something that is not soggy. Normally mushrooms are soggy. Like I said, I don't like to cook them too much or like boil them because they get soggy. I want that crispiness. Okay, so now since it's almost done, now I'm going to put high heat, and at this point I'm going to mix them all. Right, I want a nice blend of all that. Okay, just to have the different flavors for these 4 different kinds of mushrooms that we have here. The only ones that I'm not going to mix are going to be the oysters, because I just want to have a taste. Just because I grow them. The rest are just stored mushrooms. Right, at this point I want to add the cilantro. This would add a lot of taste. Right, and now we mixed. You see the baby bellas are cooked. They're good. Shiitakes are good. Oh, 3-second rules. And of course, these are the pleurotus or the oyster. Right? And I'm definitely gonna taste this. Awesome. So, this is it. Let me transfer to a plate and let's see. Okay guys, so I want to show you the plate. So here you have the oyster mushroom. This is the one, the homegrown, the one that is crunchy. So delicious. Actually, even better than what I thought. This actually is super fresh. I just cut them from the, oh my God, this is actually pretty good. So it's like everything. It's so different when you grow your own things. It's fresh, super delicious. Now, Yeah, and that's the thing, they're not soggy. And when you cook them like this, or if you deep fry them, of course, they are not soggy. Now, this one normally is soggy because it absorbs all the liquid and stuff like that. If you cook it this way, it's like a medium. It's not soggy, but it's not, of course, crunchy. The portobellos, or the baby betta. It's so good. Like I said, if you taste like a mushroom just cooked on a pan, just salt, pepper, they're not good. But when you actually add flavors, the cilantro, garlic too, I didn't add garlic this time, okay? Shiitake. The shiitake is so good. We're gonna have a lot of shiitakes, Mycogio shiitakes. And of course, these ones that are like very, very fleshy, which are the king oysters. So good, so delicious. Just try my recipe if you like it. Again, I never mentioned that Mycogio would be of me cooking mushrooms and all that. It's all about what are the mushrooms, kind of mushrooms, where you can find them and all that. But you know, some people told me, just why you don't do recipe with the one that you're growing. So I'm gonna say hello to Adriel, hello to Sam. Hey, here, just try the recipe. And as soon as I grow mushrooms, I'm gonna give you guys a sample. That way you can cook Mycogio mushrooms. All right, stay tuned. See you later. Look at that.